Hello, students. Let's get started on our assignment. The title of this assignment is Cindy's YouTube Earnings. And in this assignment, I'll be giving you an introduction to linear relationships. You already have learned one type of linear relationships. Before, we learned proportional relationships. Proportional relationships on a graph start at the point 0, 0. When x equals 0, y equals 0. An example was if you earned $1,000 a month, but you had not worked any months yet. So at month 0, you had earned $0. Now, let me show you a different kind of linear relationship in this problem. Read the problem with me, please. I already have $1,000 in my savings account at the bank. Suddenly, I become a YouTube star. I earn $500 a month extra from my famous YouTube channel. I deposit all the money into my savings account. Question number 1A. At what rate does my bank account increase each month? Okay, we're looking for a rate. Did you hear a rate given in the problem description? That's right. I said I earn $500 a month extra from my famous YouTube channel. So the rate that my savings account will increase is $500 per month. Excellent. Let's keep going. This is supposed to be a dollar sign. There we go. $500 per month. Okay, question 1B says, let's make a table representing the amount of money I have in my savings account each month. Remember that at month 0, I already have $1,000. Okay, at month 0, I already have $1,000. Now, the month is going to be my X value. Let me write that a little darker on here. My X value is the month. My Y value is the total savings in my bank account. Remember that when X equals 0, I already had $1,000 in my account. So at the beginning, before I even got one YouTube check, I already had $1,000. So when the month equals 0, my savings was $1,000. Okay, now at the end of the first month, I had $1,000 plus $500 earned the first month. I'll just put that in here, $1,500. At the end of the second month, and I'm going to use the Y here, Y equals the money in my savings account, don't forget. At the end of the second month, well, I still had that $1,000, my initial amount, plus $500 times 2 months. So that's $2,000. At the end of the third month, I had $1,000 plus $500 times 3 months. You got it, $2,500. I'm getting rich quickly. I love being a YouTube star. At the end of the, it says 5th month. It looks like I forgot to put the number 4 in my table. Well, I'll fix that later. You know what? Let me just jump down to the 10th month. At the end of the 10th month, I have my initial $1,000 that I already had beforehand, plus $500 a month times 10 months. That's right, $6,000. Good job, guys. Do you recognize a pattern with these equations? In the first month, I had $1,000 plus 500 times 0 months. In the second month, I had $1,000 plus 500. Oh, I'm sorry. I put these numbers wrong. Let me do that again. Okay, look again at this pattern. Let me do it correctly this time. In fact, okay. In the 0th month, that's what I meant to say. In the 0th month, before I even began earning money as a YouTube star, I had $1,000 a month plus 500 times 0 because no money had come from YouTube. So that was $1,000 in my savings account. Then at the end of the first month, then I had $1,000 plus 500 times 1 month of earnings. So that was $1,500. At the end of the second month, let me write that right here real small. At the end of the second month, I had $1,000 plus $500 per month times 2 months. $2,000. So do you recognize a pattern? Look again now. At the end of the third month, I had $1,000 plus $500 a month times 3 months. $2,500. So we can always calculate how much money I'll have by inserting the number of months here for the x value. This makes an equation. Y equals $1,000 in the bank initially plus $500 a month times the number of months that I have been earning. It looks like this. Here's the equation. 1,000 plus 500x. Y equals 1,000 plus 500x. Let me just color in the x value on all of my equations here. Remember, x is the number of months. Here is the x value. It was 0, and here it was 1, and here's the x value, and the x value, and the x value. Okay, let's keep going. Problem 1C says, write an equation that represents the amount of money I have in savings each month. Okay, so y equals the amount of money, x equals the month. My pen suddenly stopped working. Let me try this again. X equals the number of months that have gone by. I'm just going to call that MOS for months. And our equation is y, the money in my savings account, y equals $1,000 that I had already, plus an increase of $500 a month times X numbers of months. There's an equation that represents this relationship. Let's test it out. What if X equals 24 months? That would be after 2 years. Then how much money would I have in my account? Let's just try here. Y equals 1,000 plus 500x. 1,000 plus 500, and x is 24 for 24 months. Okay, do the math. How much money do I have after 2 years? That's right, $13,000. Wow, I love being a YouTube star. Okay, part 1D. 1D says, plot the information in the table on the graph. Okay, so we're going to take the data table and plot it down here. Then draw a line on the graph to show the linear relationship of my increase in earnings each month. Okay, let's do it. I'll zoom in a little. And okay, so at 0 months, I already had $1,000 in my bank account. Hold on, I'm going to use a little bit of a darker dot and a little smaller size. Okay, I'll start that again. Let me zoom in. Okay, I'm ready now. So please remember that the x-axis is months and the y-axis is dollars, and at 0 months, I already had $1,000 in my bank account. There's my dot right there. After the first month, I had earned $500 additional. Oh, my touch screen's not working properly. My pen is far away from where the dot is going. Anyway, after 2 months, I had earned another $500, so I had a total of $2,000 in my bank account. After 3 months, I had a total of $2,500 in my bank account. After 4 months, I had $3,000. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. $3,000 in my bank account. After 5 months, I had $3,500 in my bank account. And keep going and keep going. I'm going to skip ahead to 10 months. After 10 months, I had, let me think again. What was it? 1,000 plus 500x. So 500 times 10 is 5,000. Plus 1,000 is 6,000. At 10 months, I had $6,000 in my bank account. Great, I'm getting rich. And then draw a line starting from month 0 to your final month, 12,000. Okay, if you have plotted your points correctly, they all fall on a straight line. This shows a linear relationship. It's shaped like a line. It means that the value of y depends on the value of x. Let me say that again. The change in y depends on the change in x, just like we learned in proportional relationships. Let me just draw this segment right here. From this segment, from 2 months to 5 months, the change in y is 1,500. The change in x, hold on, I'll write that down. The change in y is 1,500. If I'm looking correctly, from 2,000 to 3,500. So the change in y is 1,500. And the change in x is, let me look carefully, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. The change in x is 3 months. So the change in y depends on the change in x. This is a linear relationship. Question 1E asks you, what is the slope of the line in the graph? Okay, do you remember how to calculate slope? Well, I did it here. Let me remind you. Slope equals the change in y divided by the change in x. I'll write that down, and you should be writing this down in your notes too. Slope equals the change in y divided by the change in x. You can also remember that as y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And in this graph right here, we can find the slope between any 2 points on the line. These 2 points that I'm darkening now, those 2 points are easy to read because they are right on grid lines. So let's put these points into this equation. Right here, the y value is 3,500. And if we subtract that from this y value, that's 2,000. Divide that by the change in x, or x2 minus x1. So x2 is 5, x1 is 2. So 5 minus 2. And then do the math. We get 1,500 divided by 3. And so the slope is 500. The slope of this line is 500. It means every time we go over 1 month, we go up 500. So look here. Hold on, I'll change colors to show this. Let me represent the slope of the line, which is 500. And remember, that's the same as 500 over 1. That's going to be helpful. Every time we go over 1 month, we go up 500. Or 500 up over 1, 500 up over 1, 500 up over 1, 500 up over 1, and this keeps going. It's the slope of the line. 500 up over 1, 500 up over 1. Do, 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 just like that. The slope of the line is 500. We can calculate that from points on the graph. Please write down the slope of the line, 500. Next question, what is the y-intercept on the graph? Remember, the y-intercept is the value of y where x equals 0 and crosses the y-axis. So look on the graph. Where x equals 0, the line crosses the y-axis. This is called the y-intercept right here. What is the value where the line crosses the y-intercept? It's 1,000 right here. Okay, what is the y-intercept on the graph? It's 1,000. What do you think that 1,000 means? Oh, I know. Remember when I started earning money at the very beginning? I already had $1,000 in my bank account. So my graph starts at $1,000. Before anything even happens, when the number of months equals 0, I already have $1,000. So at the y-intercept, you can see that I have $1,000 before earning any money at all from my YouTube channel. Okay, good job, guys. You're doing great following along. Problem number 2 says, my friend has a YouTube channel that earns twice as much money as mine. Before she started earning YouTube money, she only had $500 in savings. She deposits her YouTube earnings in her savings account each month. Her YouTube account earns twice as much as mine per month. How much does she earn? Okay, remember, I earn $500 a month. She earns twice as much. So write down here how much money she earns. Question 2B. How much does she have in her savings account at month 0? Month 0 is before the first month ends. Well, remember, she only had $500 in savings before she started her YouTube channel. Okay, next. Make a table representing the amount of money she has in her savings account each month. Remember that at month 0, she already had $500, so you can put 500 right here for month 0. And she earns twice as much as me. My YouTube channel earned $500 a month, so hers earns $1,000 a month. How much will she have after the first month? Well, she's going to have her $500 plus $1,000 more. I'll just write that in here. $500 plus $1,000 more because she's earning $1,000 a month. Now, how much will she have after the second month? Let me help you with this. She's going to have the $500 that she already had plus $1,000 a month in YouTube earnings multiplied by the number of months that she's been receiving her YouTube money, which is 2 months. Oh my gosh, I see another pattern. Okay, X is the number of months, and her total savings in dollars is Y. So Y equals $500, which is the money she had already in her savings account. The money she had already, plus $1,000 a month from YouTube multiplied by X number of months that she's been receiving money. Let's try this equation here for X equals 8. Okay, when it's been 8 months have passed, the amount of money she has is her initial $500 that she had before she earned YouTube money, plus $1,000 a month of earnings multiplied by the number of months that she has been earning, which is 8 months. So how much does she have after 8 months? She has $8,500. Wow, she's really getting rich, isn't she? Please finish filling out all the points on the table. Remember that I accidentally skipped number 4. I might not go back and change it. I'm kind of tired. So you're going to jump from 3 to 5. Make sure you're paying attention. Okay, next. Write an equation that represents the amount of money she has in savings each month. Well, I helped you with that right here. Does that equation make sense to you? She started with $500 and she increases by $1,000 a month. And then X, right here, this is X, that is the number of months. Oh, here's my equation right here. Okay, I'll keep going. Next, 2D. The amount of money I have in my savings account each month is already on the graph. So this here, this is Cindy's money. Not my friend. This is my bank account. On the same graph, show how much money my friend has in her bank account. Okay, well, she starts with $500. So at 0 months, your first point is going to be here at 500. I'll kind of write that in to help you. And then after the first month, she's going to have 1,500. After the second month, she's going to have 2,500. She's getting rich fast. After the third month, she'll have $3,500. After the fourth month, she'll have $4,500. I'll jump ahead to the 8th month. How much will she have in the 8th month? Use the equation that I helped you with. She has $500 that she already had in her account times $1,000 a month in earnings times the number of months that she's been earning for. So So after 8 months, X equals 8. Then she has 8,000 plus 500, $8,500. Wow, I hope she takes me out to dinner. She's making a lot of money. How much does she have after 12 months? Let's put in X equals 12. Then she has $12,500. It's almost off the graph. Way up here is the point. Now draw a line connecting her points, starting from 500 to 12,500. If you have plotted the points correctly, everything falls on a straight line. Next question. What is the slope of the line that shows my friend's savings account balance each month? Okay, what is the slope? Now, if you've been paying attention, I think you can figure it out just by looking at the equation. The slope is here in the equation. This equation has the form y equals some intercept. We'll call that b. B is the y-intercept. B plus k, which is our constant rate, x. So the slope of the line k is here in our equation. Let's double check that looking at the graph. You can choose any 2 points on this graph. So let's use numbers that are easy to read, like at 4 months and 8 months. And let's calculate the slope. Ready? Okay, slope of the line is k, which is our constant of proportionality, our rate constant. That equals change in y divided by change in x. I also helped you by telling you can calculate that as y2 minus y1, which is just the difference in y, divided by the difference in x, x2 minus x1. Okay, look at our points. We'll call this point 2, and we'll call this point 1. So y2 is 8,500. And then subtract y1, that's 4,500. Divide that by x2, which was 8 months, minus x1, which is 4 months. Okay, do the math. We get, I'm just going to put that down here to make a little space. 8,500 minus 4,500 is 4,000. Divided by 8 minus 4, that's 4. So the slope of the line is 1,000. Well, yes, you can see that just by looking at the equation we got. And in the equation, this 1,000 is the rate of change of her bank account every month. She earns $1,000 a month, and that's how much the slope of the line goes. Let me say that again. That's how much y increases every month, $1,000 per month. Let's keep going. Here's a question to think about. What is the y-intercept on the graph of my friend's savings? Okay, what is this y-intercept? It's 500, but what does that mean? Remember, she has $500 in her account before she starts earning any YouTube money. The y-intercept for my friend, on my friend's graph, it's 500. In both graphs, what is represented by the slope of the line? On my graph, let me write my equation again. My equation was y equals, oh, not 500, it was 1,000. I had $1,000 in the bank before earning YouTube money, plus $500 a month in earnings times X numbers a month. The slope of my line was 500. And for my friend, My friend, I'll do her equation now so you can compare them. My friend had $500 before she started earning YouTube money, but then she was earning $1,000 a month, twice as much as me. The slope of her line is 1,000. So what is represented by the slope of the line? The slope of the line represents the rate of earnings per month. I earned $500 a month. The slope of my line is 500. My friend earned $1,000 a month. The slope of her line is 1,000. So look here, the slope of my line, it goes up $500 a month. $500 a month. But my friend, her line goes up $1,000 a month. Wow, I want her YouTube salary. Okay, last question. In both graphs, what is represented by the y-intercept? Okay, look again at the graphs. For my friend, the y-intercept is at $500, but for me, the y-intercept is at $1,000. So what does that mean? Remember, I have $1,000 in my bank account before I've even earned any YouTube money. My friend has had $500 before she earned YouTube money. So at month 0, my friend already had $500. And for myself, at month 0, I already had $1,000. So what is represented by the y-intercept? The amount of money we already had. Let me type that in. I can go a little faster typing. Okay, let me help with this one. The y-intercept represents the amount of money that each of us already had before earning any YouTube money. Cool, good answer. Look again at these equations that I wrote for myself and my friend. The y-intercept is shown in these equations. For me, I had $500. Oops, not that. I'm sorry, that's my rate. For me, I had $1,000 before earning any YouTube money. Here is my y-intercept. That's often called B. Often we call the y-intercept B. My friend had $500 before earning any YouTube money. So the y-intercept in her case is 500. B, we call that B. The equation takes a new form. Y equals kx, which is some rate times our x unit, plus B, and B is the y-intercept. Okay, I'm exhausted. That was a long assignment for me to teach with a computer. I'd like you to get to work and check all of your answers. Make sure that you have taken notes and show me your notes when you complete this assignment by uploading a picture of them. Thank you very much. See you later.